Hey, what's up guys? Michael Six Muldoon here, and welcome back. Today I'm going to be teaching you an effect that you can utilize the stud second deal with. So if you're already familiar with the move, watch the effect. If you don't know the move, you learn that, and then you can still practice the effect. It's going to give you lots of repetition when performing, so you get lots of practice in, which is really important, and the effect itself is very, very strong. It's a variation of an effect called Diamond Cut Diamond from Alex Elmsley. In the original though, you had to go through the deck, take out all the diamonds, put them in order, and during performance, this is very time consuming. So in this case, my variation allows you to do it from a shuffled deck in use, so there is no setup required, and the presentational hook helps make sense for the whole thing. It's a strong, practical effect, and I like to call it my favorite card trick. It's not really my favorite card trick. It's just part of the presentation. So you'll see. Let's get right into it, guys. Alright, so here is the routine called My Favorite Card Trick. Now, if I had a spectator here, they would think of a card, I'd hand them the deck and they pull one out. So if you're performing and you want to have them pick a card by looking through the cards, they can take one out, show it around to everybody so everyone knows what their favorite card is. In this case, we get the Queen of Hearts, which is perfectly fine. We're going to lose it inside the pack. So it goes inside like so, and we'll shuffle the cards up. We'll lose it a little bit further, make sure the cards are mixed, so this way that card is nowhere to be found. You can give some overhand shuffles, make sure it's not on top, make sure it's not on the bottom. The card is lost. Now here's where the routine, for the most part, fully starts. I tell the spectator, I'm going to deal through the cards, and at any time you like, I would like for you to say the word stop. Because you know your favorite card, but you don't know my favorite card, so we're going to try to find it. So I'm going to go through the cards like this, and at some point, please just say the word stop. Okay? So you start dealing through, the spectator then says stop, you say right here, are you sure? This is the card you stop on. Here's the strangest part. I didn't tell you my favorite card, but my favorite card happens to be the 8 of diamonds. Let's see how you did. Wow, that is amazing. You stopped at the 8 of diamonds, and that's the strangest part, because you could have stopped anywhere. You could have stopped at this card, the 2 of clubs, the 2 of hearts. It really doesn't matter. You could have really had any one of these cards. But you stopped on my favorite card, which is weird because I always keep my favorite card inside my back pocket. So if this is my favorite card, this must be your favorite card. And that is it. That is my favorite card trick. Here's what's happening with the effect. You hand the deck to the spectator, you tell them go ahead and take out your favorite card, or you can just spread them in front of them and say take a look, pull out your favorite card, show it to everybody so everyone knows your favorite card. So let's just say they pull out this card, the Jack of Spades, that happens to be their favorite card. It doesn't matter. You don't want them to show it to you, you want them to show it to everybody else. You have the card handed back to you, and then you can control it to the top by any means. Your only goal is to get the card controlled to the top. Any control that you like. If you don't have a control that you like, here's the link to the Oops control that I teach, which is a very, very simple thing you can do, and probably a great way to get into this. The Oops control is a control, it's virtually self-working, but any control you like, you control that card to the top. And now you begin. So the cards, their favorite card is now on top of the deck. You can do whatever shuffles you want, keeping that card on top. That's all that matters. You can do false cuts. It's totally up to you. Just keep their card on top. That's important. Now I'm going to start dealing through the cards. As I deal through the cards, I'm going to start doing stud second deals, right? I'm going to do slow motion. I'm trying to expose it for you here. I'm going to start dealing second deals, stud seconds, just like this. At some point, I'm going to ask them to say the word stop. Let's say they stop here. Now, I'm going to name my card prior to showing this card, and that's kind of the amazing part of this effect. What I'm using is a marked deck of cards, and there's many different marked decks of cards you can use. So when I stop here and I point and I say, well, you could have stopped on any card, but you stopped on this one, I'm reading my marking on the second card, so I know that that card is the 6 of spades. So I push this card over, and I say, you could have stopped anywhere, you stopped here. Now I push over just a little bit extra because I'm already showing this card, just enough that when I pull back, I can get a break under this card. And this, I use this this double lift for this because it just seems to fit better than, I could use a pinky count, but I still gotta push that card over. So I can use the emphasis, you want me to stop here, push over, get the marking, and then I can pull back, and now I have a break under 2 cards. Now I can turn the card over, do a double lift. Whatever double lift you like, it doesn't really make a difference to what double lift you use. Turn the card over, show the 6 of spades. But you wanna name the card prior. So in this case, I push over and I say, you stopped here. You could have said any card. My favorite card is the 6 of spades. Let's see how you did. Wow. Now this is already amazing. And at this point, they're pretty much forgetting about their favorite card. And that's okay, and that's why I don't use a random card. I make sure that I use the favorite card so that later when I ask them to recall it, they'll be able to say, oh, I know my favorite card, as opposed to picking a random card and they say, oh, I forgot. So I used, in this case, you know, the 6 spades is my favorite card. That's crazy. Now I'm gonna turn it face down, and I'm gonna place the top card, which is their favorite card, out-jogged onto the table, on top of the other cards. And I said, that's so crazy that you found my card. Now I do a few more seconds. Now this is very nonchalant. The heat is over. The trick is done as far as they're concerned. I said, you could have stopped here at the 7 of spades, the 2 of spades. You could have stopped at any one of these cards. That is so crazy. Now, I'm going to transfer from my left hand to my right hand the packet. And I'm getting ready to top palm the top card of the pack, which is the back to the 6 of spades. So I'm going to use a standard one-handed top palm. And the reason why I use the one-handed top palm in this case, I mean, it's really up to you. If you feel comfortable bringing the cards together, you could do something like this. You could have picked any one of these cards, square up, and then palm off the card. That works too. I personally use this one because I want to transfer this packet, to this hand, from my left hand to my right hand, getting ready for a one-handed top palm. And now I'm using the misdirection from here of spreading. You said you could have picked any one of these cards. I'm just going to expose it here so you can see. You could have picked any one of these cards, and as I'm spreading, I'm doing the top palm of the card into my hand. I got a few there, but as I'm spreading, I'm just going to top palm that card. Now this is the exposed view. Obviously you don't want to show this side. You want to keep your hand face down. So when I transfer from here to here, now I palm. As I come here, spread the cards. You could have picked any one of these cards, but you stopped on that one. Now I transfer it back here. So the motion is making sense. So as a performer, you understand why this is important, right? So I'm justifying why it's going here because I want to spread it in my left hand. So that gives me reason to steal this. Now this is obviously going to go back into my left hand because that's where it goes anyway. And I said, you stopped on this card. I use this to point, taking the heat off this hand as I relax. And I simply say, which is weird because I always keep my favorite card. Now I go to my pocket, right? I always keep my, by the way, I have it palmed. I always keep my favorite card in my pocket. And I go to my pocket and I pull out the card and I say, that's the strangest part. So now automatically what's gonna happen is, well, that was your favorite card. And I say, oh, wait, this isn't really my favorite card trick, this is your favorite card trick. I take this card and I show it's their favorite card, the Jack of Spades. And that's it, that's really it. It's a simple effect. So what happens if you don't have a marked deck? So if you don't have a marked deck, you're still gonna do the same routine, but one thing's gonna change. So for instance, let's just say their favorite card was the King of Hearts. I already control it to the top. I'm into the effect. I'm gonna deal through the cards. Do me a favor, as I deal through the cards, tell me when to stop. And they say stop whenever they want. In this case, they say stop here. Now I'm gonna get ready with a break. So I'm gonna do a pinky pull down, get a 2-card break on the top card of the on the top 2 cards of the deck. Now I'm gonna say you stopped anywhere, but you wanted this card right here. This is where you said stop. Let's take a look and see how you did. The Ace of Diamonds, no way. And they don't know what's happening at this point. You see, the crazy part is, this is my favorite card. And they're not gonna believe you, right? Because they're gonna say, of course, you're just gonna say that, no, it really is my favorite card. Because you could have said stop anywhere. You could have stopped at the 7 of Hearts. It doesn't matter. You could have stopped at any one of these cards, but the crazy thing is that you stopped at my favorite card, which was the Ace of Diamonds. And then, you don't believe me, so I'll prove it to you. Because I always keep my favorite card in my back pocket. That's the part I don't understand. So if this is my favorite card, then this card must be your favorite card. And then you can reveal it that way. What's changing? Well, you're not reading the marking. You're kind of being a little silly. Well, what justifies it is that you prove that it was your favorite card by saying, I always keep it in my back pocket. That's the part I don't understand, is how you stopped on my card. So it's almost like you're proving the point. It makes sense to go to the pocket and say, that really is my favorite card because I always keep one in my back pocket. They just think it's a duplicate of that card. And then when you turn it over to show, it's their card. It's absolutely amazing. So that is it. That is my favorite card trick. And I hope you guys enjoyed.